Come as no surprise that the mainstream media once again get on board to attack our British monarchy, even though, of course, they gave him such spectacular ratings for all of their channels for the recent coronation of King Charles III. But why did they decide to go down this particular narrative? Incredible, I'm sure you'll agree. You see, over on the ITV network, BBC, and other mainstream channels, they all decided to go with this particular narrative about the alleged car chase and going into great detail about the catastrophic 2 hour car chase. Of course, it wouldn't have been very difficult with all their resources to actually fact check and find out exactly what the true story was. But over on the BBC, their much maligned TV show Newsnight decided to have a royal expert on, and he was accorded an interview, basically allowed to state live on national television how cold and heartless the British monarchy was. And apparently, according to him, even though he's not close to these people, as he stated in a recent court appearance, well, he could tell everybody that apparently the King, the Prince and Princess of Wales, no one had actually reached out to the ex-royals. As we told you on this particular channel, and of course on the Fox News network, that simply wasn't true. Now, it wouldn't have been very difficult, of course, to reach out to senior members and courtiers of the monarchy and find out exactly their thoughts, as I did. Basically, the reply was this: they were totally across that story and they were awaiting developments before they were going to make a comment officially. Of course, the BBC didn't bother with that and decided to go on the cold-hearted King Charles narrative once again. And what I find fascinating about these particular stories and these particular organisations, they are simply some of the biggest in the world, and they are allowed to decide, push, and frame the news network that you and I are supposed to consume. Thankfully, of course, channels like myself and others do far more research and develop deeper into the stories. As we told you, King Charles himself was rather alarmed, obviously very concerned. It's his youngest son. But as he knows too well, stories can change on the flick of a coin. But over at the BBC, they don't want to bother fact checking anything. They simply went with the narrative that was put forward from the press office of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, and very eagerly consumed and put out to the world by, many people say, their current mouthpiece. But for how long? Now it's all backfired. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.